Todd Wente here again with Your Path to Progress. This is, it's December 12th in the morning, and I'm in my mobile office once again. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about mindset. We spend a lot of time talking about how we think and about how what we think can shape the realities that we deal with. I remember I was working with an individual, a boss, and she told me perception is reality, and that was kind of one of her mantras, if you will, a big piece of her mindset that perception is reality, that one person's perception becomes their reality. The way that they see things colors everything about the way that they handle stuff, and to an extent, I think that's right. It's useful. But I think there's also a thought that there are things that are fundamentally true, and our perception of them, if they're skewed, may change the way that we respond to them, but it may not necessarily change them. For instance, I struggle with anxiety and depression. I have not often talked about this openly and directly. I have talked about it sometimes in a podcast that I do, The Legendarium. If you're interested, you can text me about that and I can share with you, or you can just go out and find it, The Legendarium Podcast. That is a theme that has run through my life. I have had a couple of major depressive episodes in my life, periods of time where things were very, very, very dark. My perception of my world in those times was that things were bad, and they were. And that perception changed the way that I responded to things. It heightened my anxiety. It heightened my panic. My perception of those things was very much that they were that I was in stress, that I was in struggle, that I was compromised. Yesterday, as my day began, I felt that creeping into my soul, and into my mind, and into my thoughts, and all of those kinds of things. And then I asked myself if I didn't challenge whether or not any of that was accurate. What I asked myself was if there was another way to see those same things. And while the specific pieces in my particular case are not necessarily relevant, because we all face these kinds of things regardless of whether we have the exact same circumstances. We all face situations where our perception of them is that they are one way when perhaps there's a different way to see it. I made a subtle shift in my choice of perception, in the way that I saw a small piece, not the entire process, but a small piece of one thing that I was dealing with. And what I found is that one shift gave me enough room to work that I was able to fight back against the overwhelming darkness in my mind and in my heart, and find a place of optimism and curiosity and growth. We all are going to do that. And I am not trying to blithely say that changing your perception is all you need to do and all of a sudden life is better. But what I'm hoping is that perhaps as you encounter your day today and you find yourself encountering things, particularly troubling things, difficulties with other people, difficulties in your life circumstance, difficulties in the way that you are responding to challenges and opportunities, maybe making a small pivot. Not about the entire thing, not telling yourself your perception doesn't matter, not telling yourself these things are as they are, these things are not as they are, and I should just be okay, because that doesn't work either, at least not in my experience. But in taking one small thing and changing mindset around that one small thing, and find out if maybe that gives a little bit of room to work for the day. It did for me yesterday. And I'm trying to remember that lesson today. If this has been useful, I hope you'll share it. If this has not been useful, I hope you'll stay with us on the rest of the journey. Stay with me on the rest of this journey as we continue to look for ways to make progress. In the meantime, this has been The Path to Progress. My name is Todd Wente. Thank you for joining Nullum Diem. We'll see you next time.